Moses still feels guilty about what he did as a teenager.
I feel horrible. I feel horrible for victims. No one deserves to be robbed. I do feel horrible for them, and I feel like they do deserve justice.
He was a promising basketball player, but a hip injury changed the course of his life.
I think the wrong crowd was always around me, but I was sort of sheltered away from it when I was doing sports and the right thing, you know.
At 16, he says he felt pressured to commit crimes to fit in. It started with shoplifting, then it escalated.
I'd say the first serious crime was probably a robbery, I'd say. That was my first serious crime. That was pretty intense. Like you're scared to do it, but you feel like you got the peer pressure around you, and you've got your boys and things that sort of like if you don't do it, like you're sort of seen like a bitch, or like you're scared of not doing it, you know?
Did you think about the punishment that could happen?
I can't say I wouldn't. I didn't.
In Victoria, crimes committed by children aged 10 to 17 have surged to their highest levels since electronic records began in 1993, according to figures from the state's Crime Statistics Agency. What is the general experience for Victorian police officers when dealing with repeat youth offenders?
The general experience is that they'll sit in a room opposite an offender who laughs in their face and says to them something like, I'll be out before you're home tonight.
Yesterday, Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen, flanked by the Attorney-General, the Police Minister and Corrections Minister, announced proposed tough changes to youth sentencing. The Premier began her press conference with a victim story.
My husband was stabbed 3 times. He required surgery. He will be physically scarred for the rest of his life.
Under the proposed laws, offenders as young as 14 accused of home invasion and carjacking could face life in prison.
Too many victims keep telling me that there are not enough consequences. This is about recognising that there needs to be and must be consequences for children who commit these violent crimes.
But police and lawyers say it's unlikely such a sentence would ever be handed down.
I don't think that's going to happen to them, can I be really clear? You know, when we talk in terms of maximums and life sentences, that's called spin.
It is fanciful to suggest that this suite of changes to the law will result in radical changes in the way that children behave.
Currently, youth offenders face a maximum of 3 years in jail for committing serious crimes like aggravated robbery and home invasion. Wayne Gatt from the Police Association of Victoria says a lack of crime prevention has caused the crisis.
The reality is not one single thing or independent thing has got us to this point. It has been a culmination of underinvestment in crime prevention, not really adhering to the poor outcomes we are consistently seeing in the court. Failed ideology. There has to be consequences. There always has to be consequences.
Victoria is following other jurisdictions. The Queensland Government brought in 33 offences where children can be tried as adults. Some carry mandatory life sentences. In the Northern Territory, the age of criminal responsibility has been lowered from 12 to 10, and tougher bail laws have been introduced. There are also tougher bail laws for repeat youth offenders in New South Wales, and serious matters can be heard in the Supreme Court under adult laws.
These reforms seem to fly in the face of the evidence that shows that children ought be treated in a way appropriate to their maturity, to their development.
Chris Carr SC is a criminal lawyer and a member of the Victorian Bar Association. He says jailing teenagers could create career criminals.
If they've spent, let's say, 8 years in prison and been hardened by that experience, learnt from most undesirable role models, been exposed to much older, more violent peers for their entire adult life of, say, 5, 8, 10 years, and they will come out and bedevil society.
At 18, Moses tried to steal a car and led police on a pursuit. After having offended before and received cautions, for the first time he was sent to jail and served 3 years.
It's got its whole own ecosystem. You're in there, you're working, you wake up, you work, you earn your money, you get taught how to live and how to be a man, sort of.
Do you remember what your mindset was like as you were leaving jail after that prison sentence?
My mindset was pretty good. It was pretty healthy, man. Like my mindset, I thought I was going to get a job straight away.
But that didn't happen, and he fell back into his old life.
You've done your prison sentence. You're supposed to be rehabilitated. You're supposed to come out and have like the answers, the fix to your life, you know. But it's not really like that. It wasn't really like that. There was no support there, and it took a toll on my mental really bad. So you know, and I would find myself offending again. And the reoffending was more based around, it was more drug dealing. So just more about making money, you know.
Moses believes tougher sentencing laws are a short-term fix for Victoria's youth crime crisis.
It's like slapping a band-aid on a deeper wound, I say, you know. But the wound's still infected under, you know. I've come out to the same environment, the same troubles and the same thoughts, you know, the same things.
What was the turning point for you?
But the turning point for me was seeing all the deaths in my community, my South Indies community, you know. Seeing how crazy, like how actually the levels of crime, you know, and the seriousness of it, the severity of it, and how it's impacting and affecting our community.
This year, Moses became a mentor to troubled teenagers in his community.
Prison changed me a lot. It gave me an aspect of to be in a very dark place mentally, and to be grateful for what you have outside. You know, it gave me that mindset, and it changed me by just being more patient and more understanding and compassionate. You know, and yeah, it did. I think that it plays a big part of my life. As you know, like I'm a mentor now, and I go into prisons and I help the kids now, but it changed me a lot.
He's currently helping 6 boys. 2 are in jail.
They come from homes from like low-income households, and a lot to do with like family violence and a lot of trauma there, you know. And I work with them and like basically help them heal.
Do you think as a teenager a program would have helped you?
It would have gone a long way, you know. Teach me, just someone how to simply just teach me how to be a man, you know. How to teach you some simple respect, courtesy, like how to live a pro-social life, you know, in general.
You're sharing your story now. What would you like to achieve?
I've got like massive dreams, like wild dreams, you know. I'd like to achieve a very high level of education, first of all, and make some real change, you know. And I'd like to be that person, just to be a good person, you know. Be a good person in life, and maybe have a family and just settle down, you know, just have a normal life.